There's another section here, just what an internal validation looks like versus leveraging the vendor. So this is something, I've seen these both ways over the 6 years that I've been here. Typically, we see a lot more customers do leverage us for a number of other reasons too. But again, you can have a successful project no matter which approach you're taking. Starting with the internal validation there, that's where you'll see, that's where your team will provide the VSR, will provide the validation protocols, will provide all the documentation, but then you're going to be leveraging your internal resources, your expertise, your quality, and you're going to be performing this, your team and yourselves. So, there's a lot of degree we can help out with questions and everything like this, but in this approach, you're taking the lead and you're tackling the project and you're handling it with your own internal resources. Like I said, too, there's the general protocols, that we can send over for you to tailor down to your specific workflows. There's a lot of other documentation that you'd be able to leverage. It's all going to be there. And again, we're going to do everything we can to enable the success of the project, no matter which approach you take here. Even with the internal validation, we're just a phone call away. So if there are questions you have, you need assistance, anything like that, we are, again, no matter what, we want to ensure the success of the project and the successful use of the program. So we're going to be willing to help you guys out, with anything. And then just an average project length for this. This is something where we've seen, I've seen it all over 6 to 12 months. There's actually a case for a specific customer that leveraged a third party for this, and it ended up taking them about 18 months. But that was a little bit of an outlier project. But yeah, I think that 6 to 12 months is a good example of what we typically see when the customer tackles the project on their own. And this is primarily because it's not their only job. There are, they have other responsibilities. This is more of a specific side project while you're taking on other things. But that's probably around what you could expect here. When we're looking at the prime assisted validation, when we can step in, and again, there's several layers of support that we can provide here. You're going to be getting an expert team with years of experience leading the project. And this is really, you'll have someone like Rob Efford for 18 years has been doing these software validations. He knows ProCal in and out. And it's just a lot of, we've done it before. We know the specific things to workflow, look for, and the specific ins and outs of the workflow. So, there's just some obvious benefits to having someone who knows this like the back of their hand, helping out with it. Regardless of their approach, you're going to get all the validation documentation, so you won't be left out there. But really, I think the big thing here is you're going to be getting a dedicated resource who, not just someone part-time, but a dedicated resource who can lead the project or just follow your direction as a service consultant or service resource or anything like that too. So, but this is where, this is why we can see an average validation project that we're taking a lead in and we're having an active part on. They usually last about 3 to 5 months in just the total calendar timeline. Get started in March. You can usually expect to be done by August in those types of things too. So, and that's really, again, just because we know how we've done these all the time. We know just immediately how the workflow should go, what the project should look like. And I guess with that, the prime assisted validation, it's not just going to be, you get us and that's it. There's tons of different levels of support that we can provide, whether it's just high level, consultation, configuration assistance with the system and getting all the documentation order, down to even, actually performing tailoring the scripts for your team to execute and do that final PQ execution. In some outlier cases, we've done the entire validation as well, from consultation and configuration down to full script execution. But we typically don't like to take this approach. As you can imagine, it can frequently be seen as a conflict of interest if we're validating our own work and everything too. But it's just something that we have been tasked with and asked to do for customers who have been in tight time crunches. We've even gotten these projects done in a much quicker pace than 3 to 5 months when time has been of the essence. But I don't want to sign my team up for anything and have them yelling at me later. So I'm going to stick with the 3 to 5 months as a good average there. But that's, again, they have their pros and cons. Both approaches, obviously it's quicker and everything, but that may not be, it may not be as high of a priority to get this implemented immediately. And you may want to take some of your own time and spend time with the configuration and the PQ and everything as an opportunity to learn more about the software. So there's definitely pros and cons to both approach. We're more than happy to just give you a transparent and realistic view on how either of these look. I'm more than happy to assist with any of that.